lesson in the history of coding is about the abacus. The abacus was created in 500 BC. So we're talking a long time ago here, kids. We're talking before the year 0. So now we're in the 2000s. We go back to the year 0 and then back, counting backwards 500 years before that. That's a long time. So in the year 500 BC is when they created this neat little invention called the abacus. The abacus is important to the history of coding because it's the original computing machine. Now I know you're looking at me right now and you're thinking, how does this have anything to do with a computer, a computing machine? Well, you have to remember that a lot of the early computing machines were just used in order to compute math, to find the answers to complex math problems. So the abacus here was that very first way that they could do that. It can be used to compute addition, subtraction, even multiplication and division problems as well. And it was the most popular computing device for over 2,000 years. Now let me show you how this puppy actually works. On each row of beads, we have 10 different beads, and each one of them represents counting in our base 10 system. So this top row in blue represents the ones. In the red, we have the tens. Tan is the hundreds, green is the thousands, and so on and so forth all the way down. So the way that you would use it is by counting by ones first. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And as soon as you got to 10, you'd push these ones all back and mark that you had 1 10 with your tens row. You could then use this system to do all kinds of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Let's do a sample problem. Let's say that we have 23 plus 17. So to signify 23, I'd have 2 of my tens and 3 of my ones. So here I have the number 23. 2 tens plus 3 ones is 23. Now I'm going to add the number 17. Well, first I'm going to start with my tens. I add another 10, and then I'm going to add 7 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've just completed my row of 10, so I slide these all back over, and in its place, slide over one more 10. So 23 plus 17 would be 40, because I have 4 beads in my tens row and 0 beads in my ones row. We could also use it for subtraction. Let's do a little bit bigger problem. Let's say that we have 135, and let's say that we want to subtract 22. Okay, well first I would look at my tens row, which is right here. I'd subtract 20, which is signified by 2 beads, and then I'd subtract 2. Now I look at what I have left. I still have my bead in the hundreds column, I have a bead in the tens, and I have 3 beads in the ones. So I have 113 as my answer to my subtraction problem. This is how this abacus was used to compute addition, subtraction problems, and was the first ever computing device.